The other important variable I think that we need to look at is the nature of Maldivian economy. Uh,
Right.
so it seems to be dependent a lot on tourism, right?
Mhm.
So what do you think will be the vulnerabilities it may face from, say, countries that send a lot of tourists, such as China, for that matter?
Mhm. I think it's subjective on this matter. Yes, Maldivian economy is primarily related to tourism. There's no mistake about it. It earns a lot of revenues from tourism, and also it's an island country, so everything has to be imported, right? There's a lot of foreign reserves that goes outside, and a lot of foreign reserves that come only in the form of tourism. Now, China wasn't a major tourist destination, tourist hub. Sorry, China wasn't providing a major hub of tourists in Maldives for the last 2-3 years, considering COVID had broken out. I mean, before COVID, yes, Chinese tourists were the top ones. But after COVID, until 2022 or even 2023, early months of 2023, China was nowhere in the picture. It was being led by Indian tourists. It was being led by Russian tourists. Um, Right. Again, as I say, it is subjective. I don't think India weaponizes tourism. I don't think Russia weaponizes tourism, but China does. PRC does. So Chinese tourists have increased a lot in recent months, and it is expected that they'll only increase in the coming months and years as China opens up, normalizes everything that's going on, and also I think Chinese economy comes to some kind of normalcy. But either way, we can expect. Although that's not going to happen anytime soon, but we can expect that Chinese tourists coming into the Maldives. Now, there was an interesting report by a Maldivian think tank called Bani Center. They said that basically whenever Chinese tourists come to Maldives, they spend a lot. They have a fixed itinerary. They stay in very nice resorts, where they spend a lot of money. They spend a lot on water sports, unlike the Indian tourists, right? Indian tourists are rational when it comes to spending, and they would always think twice. But unlike the Indians, Chinese tourists are spending and staying in massive resorts, the 5 stars, 7-star resorts. And they're spending a lot. And it similarly goes with other tourists like Western tourists. But again, compared to Chinese tourists, the expenditure of Western tourists is still lesser. So, in terms of weaponizing tourism, I think that makes China the best player because it spends a lot, it sends a lot, and also it spends a lot. So in that way, I think it is kind of a politicization of tourism, which PPM or which Maldives would see in the coming years. But to what extent it will be successful is yet to watch and see. Because again, there is a lot of tourism reduction which has increased in recent years again. But they're trying to reach the top, and I think India and China are still competing against each other in terms of tourism numbers. But eventually, everyone's expecting China to take a lead.